Hey, it's Vivian Hill here. And as an emerging entrepreneur, I want to tackle some controversies, some dilemmas that many people, particularly Christians, face regarding money. Many people have the mindset that although they often wish they had more money or could give more money to worthy causes, that there is some virtue in not being wealthy. In this video and in subsequent videos, I want to place the Christian's money dilemma firmly under the microscope. I ask the important question, has the conservative Christian church got the balance right? I had a bad flu one weekend, so attending church was problematical. Instead, I flicked on the TV remote and listened to a sermon by a prominent televangelist. This orator, with Bible in hand, waxed lyrical for 40 minutes about the dangers of being greedy and having too much money. He supported his thesis with an abundance of, unfortunately, one-sided scripture. Then, after the close, a canned version of the same man appeared with a pre-recorded 2-minute promo. It was a passionate appeal for viewers' cash to fund his upcoming evangelistic campaign in the highlands of Papua New Guinea. A worthy cause, like so many other very worthy causes, of course. Maybe this commercial was being shown on the wrong day. But it certainly seemed ironical that this televangelist was pleading for money just after he'd taken a good half hour telling his viewers that they should avoid accumulating wealth. I repeat the important question. Have we conservative Christians got the balance right? Which leads to another question. Is a paradigm shift necessary? For many Christians, where money is concerned, I believe a paradigm shift is necessary. Our mental processes need an overhaul. You see, when you boil it down, the truth of the matter is that money is neither good nor bad. It's neutral. It's a thing. It's like a water bottle. It's neither good nor bad. It's what I do with it that matters. When I drink from it, it's good. If I whack someone over the head with it, it's bad. Money is a scorecard. In hockey, the scorecard indicates which team has hit more goals. Money is nothing more, nothing less than a certificate of appreciation. If you go work for your boss, he says, here's $20. You've been here for an hour. You've worked well. I appreciate you. And the $20 is your certificate of appreciation. When you sell something, the marketplace rewards you with this so-called certificate of appreciation called money. The big issue concerning money is our mindset, our belief system, our programming. This computer that we carry around on our shoulders, how is it programmed to think about money? If subconsciously we were taught and programmed from the beginning that money is bad, money is evil, money is going to make us a horrible person, then we will always be financially dependent upon others. And those who we might otherwise be able to help financially will unfortunately just miss out. We are programmed from childhood, programmed by the environment, programmed by society, and programmed by the people we hang out with. We are constantly being programmed. But it's not a crime. In fact, it's totally acceptable to think for ourselves. I've had to battle my own paradigm shift. Growing up, my family wasn't well off. Mum was a stay-at-home mum. We always lived in rented houses, some in a greater state of disrepair than others. In some places, we walked everywhere. In others, we caught public transport. We only ever went out on a picnic if friends came and took us out for the day. I was 14 when my parents got our first car. My parents saw being poor as a virtue. They often would say things like, "Sorry, we can't afford that. Money doesn't grow on trees, you know. Why are you asking me?" Do you think I'm made of money? Money cannot buy happiness. And then regarding the wealthy, oh, they're just filthy rich, with emphasis on the word filthy. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Oh, no, dear, that's not for poor people like us. And now, later in life, I've come to my own conclusion. There's nothing wrong with having and making money, but what I do with it is what is important. How often have you despairingly examined the family budget only to discover that the money's disappearing much faster than the month? How often at church have you heard an appeal for funds and felt guilty because you can't help enough? How do you react when you hear that the local school has to cut back on staff in order to balance the budget? Perhaps your Christian fellowship is meeting in a local hall and you're giving to the building fund every week and you long for the day when your new church building will be built. When tithes and offerings are down, church administrators are forced to contemplate the closure and maybe the selling off of a church whose dwindling numbers suggest it has slipped into a state of palliative care. And then someone gives you an alarming world poverty statistic, and in your quiet, saner moments you start thinking, so often there's an appeal for cash for a very worthy cause, but we're urged not to crave money. Have we Christians truly got the balance right? So often the focus during important financial discussions is on the expenses side of the operating budget, with limited creative thought as to how revenue could be boosted. So often it seems that we've forgotten that our God, the same God that owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, has promised to supply all our need. And while we are navel-gazing, while we're concentrating on our own egocentric world, we're almost totally ignoring the tsunami of need that exists in third world countries today. Oh, we may comfort ourselves in the knowledge that we're generously supporting a sponsor child or two in Vietnam or Ghana. We're happy to listen to a wonderful video account of how the good news of the gospel is spreading miraculously in some place far, far away. But how often does this huge tsunami of need invade our consciousness to the point where we're exercised to really, truly do something about it? Do we really, truly believe there's something we can do, or is it just too hard? When I speak to you next, I want for us to consider some of these challenges and ultimately some positive solutions to these challenges. Thank you for your time today. May I ask you to please do me a favour and hit the like button. Please make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification button, because when I post the next video, you'll want to be notified, right? Well, that's all for this episode. I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next few days. This is Vivian Hill, workwithviv.com, signing off. Cheers.